Hey guys, check it out. You're watching Jonathan Clarke on YouTube. Oh no! The reoccurring question I get from fans of Descendants all the time is, Jonathan Clarke, how are you able to upload so many wonderful videos inspired by the franchises we know and love and we grew up with? The answer to that question is, I think about you guys watching the video. And I wish more YouTube creators would feel the same way about uploading a video about Descendants and Zombies, but unfortunately they don't. And as a result of that, I've been apologizing for other YouTube creators and other channels that have promised you videos of Descendants and Zombies that never seem to surface. I think that there is an appreciation that goes with talking about Descendants and Zombies, and what a YouTube creator has to do ever before they create or upload a video about Descendants and Zombies is think about the girl watching the video. The reason why I never promote any video that I upload to my YouTube channel, like a lot of YouTube creators turn to doing, is because there is an excitement that goes with a girl discovering your channel and the power behind it. Because after they find your thumbnail and they click on it and they watch just one video, they go to your channel, they notice there are hundreds of videos created for Descendants and Zombies that they love. All they know is they are a fan of Descendants and Zombies, and they get really excited when they discover the power behind your YouTube channel, because it's a gift for me to create so many wonderful videos to inspire so many wonderful hearts and touch so many wonderful hearts in the process. So the most rewarding feeling I get from uploading videos about Descendants and Zombies all the time is the excitement from the person watching these videos, the girl who knows that she loves Descendants and Zombies and that's all she knows. So because that's all she knows, it's become the greatest honor of my life to give this YouTube channel to each and every one of you as a gift, which I hope will inspire you, that you'll take something away from, that you'll feel inspired by this YouTube channel more than every other YouTube channel you watch Descendants and Zombies videos because of. Because the reality we're faced with we are up against 15 million critics when it comes to these franchises that we know and love, and these stars that have inspired us in so many unbelievable ways. To me, this has really become the greatest honor of my life, to meet each and every one of you and to talk about Descendants and Zombies every single day sitting in front of this microphone. It has become the greatest honor of my life, and it is an honor that I will forever and always hold close to my heart, and I will forever and always cherish, because I think about you before I upload a video, what you may be going through, how you're feeling, and how I can relate to your circumstances and or situation through telling you a story of Descendants and Zombies. Because you see, you could tell a story about a princess named Red who lived in Wonderland, who ultimately wanted to achieve something far greater and become something far greater than the Queen of Hearts, her mother, ever wanted her to become, and say she lived happily ever after. But what does that tell you about the guy hosting the show? Does it tell you how much of a fan he is of Descendants and Zombies and how he draws inspiration from it? I think not. I think that telling a story with an open heart and an open mind is a more powerful way of telling the story of Descendants and Zombies, and how it really has a chance of lasting for forever. Because I'm here to tell you guys that forever does exist. Don't ever believe any other critic on YouTube who are shutting down your hopes and dreams of forever having a chance of existing, how you can find true love, because you really can. Long after I uploaded the very first video on this YouTube channel, remember our promise of how I promised you I'd be here every day uploading at least one video every day about Descendants and Zombies for the people who have felt encouraged and felt inspired by their favorite stars, their favorite moments, the moments they've shared in, the moments they've cried together, laughed together because of, and became the best of friends because of. That's all I've ever wanted to do. That's all I've ever wanted to honor, because I know what it's like to be each and every one of you and be excited about the latest episode of your favorite Disney Channel franchise or movie. I remember being a fan of a show called Gargoyles back in 1994. Gargoyles was the most revered animated series of the 90s. Of course, David Gallagher did the voice of Goliath, the main gargoyle, in the pack of 4 or 5 gargoyles that sold a lot of merchandise when I was a kid. I was really excited about the Gargoyles action figures, the board game, the live-action movie. I was really excited about the animation process that went behind Gargoyles, and I was enthralled by it. I was also a big fan of the Power Rangers when I was growing up. So the Power Rangers had over 300 episodes produced. Gargoyles had about 50 episodes produced over the course of 3 seasons from 1994 to 1999. And I remember being such a huge fan of that. DuckTales was another show I was fond of, Aladdin. And those series came and went. But through my time being a fan of those series, I gained a greater appreciation for the value behind animation. How somebody could sit behind a microphone and get paid to bring a character to life, and you would be so excited to witness it and be a part of it. And I feel like I've been a part of every generation of Disney. So I've wanted to honor being a part of every generation of Disney by talking about it with such prestige and honor. Because the reality of it is 95% of the videos that are uploaded about Descendants and Zombies are videos that are filled with criticism, that are making people feel very upset. The stars are crying all the time. Kylie Cantrell, Freya Sky, Ruby Rose Turner are heartbroken because of these videos. And I've just wanted to do something about that and talk about it with the honor and the prestige that's deserved for a very long time, because I know what it's like to be each and every one of you. And from my heart to yours, guys, Thank you so much. Thank you so much for always clicking on my thumbnail, watching my video from beginning to end, and clicking my subscribe button halfway through the video because you too are a fan of Descendants and Zombies. Because the reason why I became a fan of Descendants and Zombies was because of all you guys. Because you knew I was a YouTuber, you were showing up at my door dressed up as your favorite Descendants characters, you were making me feel inspired, leaving me inspired, to the point where I would YouTube everything there was to know about your favorite Descendants and Zombie stars, or Google it, finding out what their favorite color was, their favorite soda, what they loved about life, what they hated about life, what they couldn't stand, what they loved so much, and the connection they shared with each and every one of you, which was undeniable and was done with such passion. Because Kylie Cantrell, every single time she stepped out onto that stage for the Worlds Collide Tour, performed with such a passion unlike anything else I've ever seen in my life. The music for Descendants really hit me hard in the heart because it made me think about my own life and how much further kindness can go with songs like Life is Sweeter When You Are, which put a greater exemplification on just how important 13 forgotten characters in fairy tales such as Aladdin and Jasmine had for Disney over the years, because it became one of the most successful franchises of all time, or how the fairy godmother made all of Cinderella's dreams become a reality, meaning they were that much closer to her heart than she ever realized. I was a fan of everything. Alice in Wonderland, Cinderella, and if I tell you I've watched the movies over 100 times, I've watched the movies over 100 times. I think it is really cool that you can drive a side-by-side through a rabbit hole that's been closed for years. I think it is really cool how you can wish upon a star and your dreams can become that much closer to you than you ever realized, like Cinderella did. How Cinderella can bond with 3 or 4 mice named Jacques, who was the lead mice, who wanted her to achieve her dreams of going to the ball and falling in love with Prince Charming, and he helped her. I think that the bonds that we have had with these characters over the years have been bonds that we have forever and always cherished and we've never forgotten about. And I think that these characters from Descendants and Zombies are going to be characters that are going to have a special place preserved in our hearts for forever and always. And I think that people like Kylie Cantrell and Ruby Rose Turner, through the exemplification of just how powerful a friendship actually can be, both on the set and off the set of Descendants, have really brought this to life in a way that nobody else would have ever been able to do it. You could never assemble a cast as powerful as this. And I will never forget this cast. You know, years ago, I used to review shows like iCarly and Victorious. So when I saw Kylie Cantrell on her YouTube channel, so proud and so excited to talk about shows like iCarly and Victorious, which I was a huge fan of, I immediately subscribed to Kylie's show because I wanted to watch every episode, because I saw the passion in her heart and coming from her eyes of being Victorious and iCarly. And from the very first episode of Hello Kylie that I watched, I believe that was the name of the show, I watched every single episode because I saw the passion existing in Kylie Cantrell's heart about shows like Victorious and iCarly, because I was a huge fan of every single episode. I remember episodes where Kat got lost in a box. I remember episodes where they all ended up in jail on Victorious, where iCarly almost quit the franchise because of the friendship between Jeanette McCurdy and Miranda Cosgrove being on the rocks. I remember every critical moment. I remember when iCarly's character, Miranda Cosgrove, wanted to get into a fight with a UFC fighter portrayed by Victoria Justice, and I thought it was the coolest thing in the world how they had an MMA fighter on the iCarly set by season 2. I tell you these memories that I have from being fans of these shows because I remember being what it was just like to be each and every one of you. And I think it was the coolest time in my life. And believe you me, if I was in possession of a pocket watch or could pull a Phineas and Ferb and build a time machine in my backyard, and I know that I've been promising you guys that I was going to get a contractor to build a roller coaster in my backyard, you're going to have to give me time, because that's far more challenging and far more difficult than I ever admit to you guys on this microphone. I have promised you that I would build a roller coaster in my backyard. It's quite challenging, but that doesn't mean that it's not going to happen. If I could pull a Phineas and Ferb and go back in time, I would go back in time just to fall in love with the Descendants and Zombies all over again, because it was so much fun, and to relive my favorite franchises and my favorite moments. Because if I tell you DuckTales was a cool show from 1989 up until 1994, it was. If I tell you I was a big fan of Aladdin, I truly was. If I tell you I watched The Lion King when it premiered in June of 1994, I was there for it. And these were moments and memories that I will never ever forget, and I've always and forever cherished in my heart and deep within the vault of my heart, because I really believe that if you're going to talk about a franchise, you've got to be on case in point, and you've got to present a case as to why you're a fan of Descendants of Zombies. From the very first moment I saw Clarke, I knew she was going to be something special. And I think that because I knew she was going to be something special, I forever and always supported Clarke, and I've been able to tell you stories about Descendants of Zombies not in the same way that a critic would tell you a story about Descendants of Zombies, because they just provide you with a mere reaction to a scene or a music video because they're watching it for the first time ever. I've watched the Dream Come True music video from Zombies 4 Down to the Vampires 1,000 times. So too have I watched the music video for Life is Sweeter When You Are, because of its emphatic message of just how much kindness can touch a person's heart even when you least expect it. And I'm guaranteeing you today that you probably showed some kindness to people that you probably never expected to show them, that uplifted their spirits and made them feel better about themselves and what they may be going through. And I'm really happy that you did. And I hope you continue to do it for the foreseeable future, because if there's one thing I've wanted to relay on this show consistently, is a message of kindness. Because in my lifetime, I'm far from perfect, and with me, what you see is what you get. I know that I come on here and I seem to be living the perfect life, getting the opportunity to shoot a Descendants video out of my office every single time that I have the opportunity to, or when I want. But my life was very difficult on times. I never had a whole lot of friends, but I did have 3 or 4 really good friends that helped me make sense of my own life, and I quickly realized that Descendants of Zombies fans were the incredibly most supportive fans in the world, and the best fans that any podcast host could ever ask for. A word of advice that I would give to anybody on YouTube that is a full-time YouTube creator that creates content for YouTube, it would be to create more videos for the fans of Descendants of Zombies and to fall in love with this niche. Because this niche is the most incredibly supportive niche in the entire world, and because of you guys, I'm not going anywhere anytime soon. I'm going to be here for forever commentating on Descendants of Zombies despite all the criticism I have received for these videos. Because I know I have critics out there, but in the light of the critics that I've seen out there and I've encountered, I have thousands of people who have subscribed to this YouTube channel, because they love Descendants of Zombies and that's all they know. So because that's all they know and that's what they deserve and that's what they want, then as a YouTube creator, you've got to honor them and you've got to give them what they want. So after they watch a video of criticism with Clarke's name in it, I think that these videos kind of uplift their spirits, giving them hope that there will be Zombies 5, regardless of when it happens, and Descendants 5 Wicked Wonderland will be the best movie the franchise has ever seen. And that is precisely what I want to have happen for this, because the title Wicked Wonderland is the most intriguing title that I've ever seen for a Descendants movie, and I've ever heard, which makes me more excited to be about the future of Descendants and talk about the plot and the characters that are going to see their introduction into the franchise. I am incredibly excited about the foreseeable future, because there is a big future in store for all fans of Descendants and Zombies. And if you have never introduced yourself to the franchise, this is the perfect time to take full advantage of that. This is an opportunistic time because we're all going to be a part of history, and I couldn't be more excited to sit in front of this microphone and critique it for you in the way that it's been meant to be critiqued for a very long time. Because you see, I think Kylie Cantrell and Ruby Rose Turner are incredibly gorgeous. There's never any denial coming from me about that. You will never hear that in my voice. And I think they are so passionate about bringing these characters in this franchise back to life for the first time in 5 years. After a 5-year hiatus, we didn't know what direction Descendants was headed in. All we saw were some photos and videos that had been leaked to the internet, a huge tease in the royal wedding animated special back in 2021. We didn't know where Descendants was headed or how long it would go away for, but we knew Descendants was going on hiatus for a considerable amount of time, and then it came back with a blast. And it came back with a bang. And we got introduced to this character, Red, who didn't care what anybody thought of her, but went on to inspire millions of people. And that's what was so cool about Kylie Cantrell. She never cared what anybody thought of her. Until a year and a half ago, when I saw a video of Kylie Cantrell crying on a YouTube video because she missed her friends. Kylie, if there's one thing I want you to know from these videos, I don't even know if you watch these videos or you ever hear my voice or you know who Jonathan Clarke is, but I'm hoping you do get introduced to who Jonathan Clarke is, because if there's one thing I want you to know is you don't have to miss your friends, even though you do miss your friends every single day and every single time you watch YouTube and record a video. The thing is, your best friends are around you every single time that you open your eyes, because your best friends are your fans. They have been incredibly supportive of you from the very first time they saw you, and they have never left your side. And that is one thing that I've always wanted you to remember and take away from every video that I've ever uploaded here, is that your best friends are that much closer to you than you ever realized, because your best friends exist within your fans, because they've never left your side and they believe in you more than you probably ever realize. I know it's really difficult, being away from your friends and being under all these restrictions when you record a music video or you record an episode of a show that you're starring in, like High School Musical, the series, which was a great show, mind you, and then coming from that into an iconic role, such an iconic role as Red in the Descendants franchise. I know it's really challenging and it's really hard to make sense of and why it's happening for you the way it is. It's happening for you the way it is because it's what you wanted. It's a dream that you're achieving, and I think there's no greater feeling in the world than when you achieve that dream, you sit back and you say, my God, is this really happening for me? Because I think that every fan of Descendants has wanted to have something to do with the franchise. You take me, for example. I would have loved to have been the director, come in as the writer for Descendants of Zombies, because I believe there's still so much more of a story to be told. I've always wanted to have something to do with this franchise, kind of like you guys, how I think about how you feel about this franchise and wanting to be a part of it. I've seen so many people asking Dove Cameron and Kylie Cantrell that they wanted to be a part of the franchise, if they could be a part of something special. And I'm here to tell you guys there's nothing wrong with that. I know as fans of this franchise, we've received a lot of criticism for sure. I've received a lot of criticism for every video I may or may not have uploaded to this YouTube channel because of how I feel about the franchise. But the thing is, these characters, we draw so much inspiration from them because we see the good in them when nobody else does. So because we are so loyal to this franchise, for sure we are going to be seen with a lot of criticism and met with a lot of criticism at the door. But every single time we are slamming that door that much harder on the critics. And that's exactly what I want to have happen, because I don't want to see you giving the reactions to the critics that they want. Because when you react to how the critics feel about it and you get upset or you become frustrated, that's exactly how they want to make you feel. So they achieve their dream and their goal every single time they upload a video about Descendants of Zombies, saying this is stupid or that's stupid, which they have no business presenting a case for you to feel the way you do. I think that if we're going to talk about Descendants of Zombies, we have to do it with a passion. If we're going to talk about Kylie and Ruby and Malia and base the videos off the friendships that we see and critique it, I think we should critique it in a way where they feel more confident than ever before. Because I really do know what it's like to be each and every one of you and to be excited about the premiere of a franchise. And I go back to the premiere of Descendants in 2015. Everybody was so excited about it. Nobody had ever felt more honored to be a part of a franchise quite like Descendants. We didn't know quite what to make of it. The VK kids were showing a greater appreciation for the villains, which they had deserved for over 25 years up to that point. And I'm really happy to see the villains now finally getting to a point where they're achieving more severity and a legacy is being established for characters like Maleficent and Hades. It's really cool. It is really cool. It presents a really nice vibe. There's ever more of a reason to become a fan of Descendants, even if you aren't. There are people going back on Disney Plus and reintroducing themselves to the original franchise and what it meant to a previous generation. It's really fun, and it's something that is definitely a 5-star production regardless of how you feel about it. And I really believe that these franchises do not deserve to be criticized, and the fans deserve to feel more confident in being fans of this franchise, because this franchise has captivated millions of people and went on to touch the hearts of so many wonderful people from whatever generation that you ever were a part of. Families are falling in love with Descendants. They're watching it together. The best of friends are becoming friends because of Descendants and Zombies, and that's something I have forever and always encouraged, and I will continue to for the foreseeable future, because I saw the good in this franchise. Not only did this franchise give me a chance to be heard and seen again by a new generation, because I had been a YouTuber for forever, ever since at least 2009. I've been around for a very long time. It gave me the honor to meet so many wonderful people from all walks of life. Regardless of why they were a fan of Descendants and Zombies and they became a fan of Descendants and Zombies, I shared in my experiences of being a Descendants and Zombies fan, and you guys saw and heard my voice. You saw and heard my voice for the very first time for many of you. Many of your parents probably grew up watching me when they were getting ready to go on a date with your dad, looking for advice, spinning around in their computer chair, not caring about life because they felt like they were on top of the world. I've been around for over 25 years, and I've touched the hearts of many generations. And now I've had the honor of meeting each and every one of you. And I have to tell you guys, this is the greatest honor of my life, being in your presence, talking about your favorite stars, your favorite moments. And I look forward to doing it for the foreseeable future, because I've been around for a very long time, and if I'm going out in a blaze of glory. And if we're going down together, we're going down together as fans of a franchise that all we know is we are fans of a franchise that deserves more respect, far more respect and acknowledgement than it's ever been given, far more credit than it's ever been seen. Because this franchise has captivated millions of people, went on to take the world by storm, and become a global phenomenon for so many emphatic reasons. Thank you guys so much for all the love and support you've shown these videos. I don't know where I would be without your love and support, because your love and support means so much to me. Thank you guys so much for just being here and being fans of Descendants and Zombies and sharing your stories with me as to why you became a fan of Descendants and Zombies. Rest assured, I will continue to do my best for the foreseeable future to be your voice of Descendants and Zombies and talk about Descendants and Zombies for its true value and true worth, and continue to showcase it for what it's truly been meant to be showcased for being, because it's forever and always had a special place in our hearts reserved, and will continue to have a special place reserved in our hearts for the foreseeable future. Seriously, guys, thank you so much. Your love and support for this YouTube channel is more than I could ever ask for. I never ever thought this YouTube channel would ever amount to what it has become. Thank you from my heart to yours. Honestly, this has been the most fun that I have ever had, talking about your favorite characters inspired by Alice in Wonderland, Cinderella, Sleeping Beauty, The Little Mermaid. It's been so much fun. I know I'm forgetting a lot of fairy tales, but there are hundreds of fairy tales having been profiled for Descendants that have yet to be profiled also. And I'm really excited about the foreseeable future, and I just want to be a part of it with you guys. Thank you so much. Dreams can happen for anybody. Dreams can come true, and happily ever after does exist. If you get a moment, please hit my subscribe, my like buttons. I would forever love you guys if you would subscribe to my YouTube channel. Hopefully a lot of people are going to watch this video, and some girl is going to hit my subscribe button because she too loves Descendants and Zombies, while I'm at Booster Juice this afternoon drinking a smoothie, wondering how many people subscribe to my YouTube channel, which I do every day, looking up at the ceiling. I wonder how many people subscribe to my YouTube. And then I come home and nobody subscribes, and I get really sad. But you guys can make it happen, because somebody can hit my subscribe button while I'm drinking that fruit smoothie, and then I can check my phone and be like, oh my god, 10 people subscribed. And if 10 people subscribe, that will make me really happy. So keep on loving and supporting Descendants and Zombies for the foreseeable future. Keep on showing your undeniable love and support for these franchises that have made it a global phenomenon and turn it into such a sensation. Thank you, Clarke and Sherelle, Ruby Rose Turner, for being alive and existing in this world, giving us all hope. As Descendants and Zombies continues to take the world by storm, I have never been more proud to have become your voice of Descendants and Zombies, honoring these franchises the way they've forever and always been meant to be talked about and profiled, because life really is sweeter when all of us are. I will be back tonight with one final video on Descendants and Zombies and talk everything about your favorite Descendants and Zombie stars the way they've forever and always been meant to be shown the appreciation they deserve. If you get a moment, hit my subscribe button so I can go, oh my god, 15 people subscribe! And I will be really, really happy. Thank you guys so much, man. Keep Descendants and Zombies in your heart. Keep showing the love and support you have forever and always had for Descendants and Zombies in that heart, because your heart really is your best friend. Be kind to one another, guys, because kindness really does go a long way in this world. We will talk again in just a few hours from now.